is everyone doing? Welcome to the final episode of After the After Hours with your boy TraderPrad. The final day of this week is tomorrow going to be a free fall Friday. Now get ready for tomorrow. Powell going on the microphone. Powell going on the microphone again. Get ready for tomorrow. So I do have a watch list ready, but if you guys are ready, hit that like and subscribe. Hit that like and subscribe. Thank you guys for all the love. Thank you guys for all the support. This is your boy TraderPrad. TraderPrad. But if you guys are ready for this show to get started, why don't we dive into the full screen and hit that like and subscribe. Yo! Give me a second. My buttons are not working again. God damn it. Why won't you work? Give me a second, chat. Let me just reboot the software real quick. Piece of shit software sometimes does not want to work. Technical difficulties. Did you try restarting your computer? Oh my god. Sir, please restart your computer. This is not working. Okay, there you go. Software reloaded. Let's change the goddamn screens, please. Chat, it does not want to do it. I have to do it manually. Oh, that one worked. Why won't you... That one worked. Why wouldn't it switch the screens? Oh, I don't know what to say. All right. Welcome to the party. If you guys don't know who I am, it's your boy TraderPrad here. We talk about the stock market. We look at all things hot on the day. We look at my trades on the day, all things hot on the day, and then basically prepare for the next day. See how we can take advantage of the beautiful stock market, make that sweet cheddar cheese. I'm just making sure that all my pages are in order, and it looks like we are. Okay. June 25th, tomorrow, we have an IPO. Hot movers across the board today. Coinbase, the Tesla selling off, Nvidia breaking all-time high, Micron pushing. What's going on? Give me a second, chat. God damn, I had to yell at my dog real quick because he's barking like a madman. What a fucking crazy dog. Okay, back. So obviously crazy market. Coinbase popping up above to the north side, but then looking a little bit weak later on. Oh my god, my dog. popping up first and then selling off later on. And then you had, what is it, Nvidia breaking all-time highs. That was a monster move. A couple other stocks ended up going crazy too. Robinhood, my personal account, looking great. Robinhood going to the upside. Let's go. Love to see that. A couple other stocks in my account also are looking. I think my account's actually fully green, and would have been fully green also had I not cut SMCI a couple days ago. I dropped SMCI a couple days ago, and now SMCI is all the way back up to my average price and more. So I would have been in profit. And people are actually talking about how SMCI looks good for a breakout long now, so that's gonna be pretty annoying. So let's see if I'm going to get scammed into going long SMCI again, and hopefully this time I don't lose money on that trade. You know, market's looking great. QQQ had that golden cross. If you saw the thumbnail today on YouTube or even on Twitter, you know, you see the thumbnail, it had that golden cross. That's when the 50-day moving average crosses the 200-day moving average. And you know, let me quickly pull up an account here, whereas Connor Bates, Mr. Connor Bates from Revere Asset Management, he is an awesome follow on Twitter if you haven't followed yet. Here is the last few times the QQQ, not the S&P 500, sorry. Here's the last few times the QQQ had the golden cross coming into play. This was in April of 2021. This one was in October of 2023, or the start of 2023 maybe even. But the idea is, look what happens when these crossovers happen. You get an insane rally on the market, goes into an all-time high, and then just keeps blasting off into stratosphere until obviously the next bear market kicks in. Some sort of a negative sentiment in the market kicks in that sells us back down. We had that tariff sentiment, we have the COVID sentiment, or maybe this was more the COVID sentiment and this was a little bit also the COVID, and maybe you know, the Japan scare lasted about 7 days, so that's probably not the Japan scare. That might be the Japan scare, and this is the tariff downfall. So just goes to show, you know, what can be expected from the market into the future, as we might just get started with the whole new rally of bull run. So very, very excited. You know, obviously didn't buy the dip into the market around this area, but very happy buying stocks on the way up. And as we are just getting ready for the breakout, you know, locked and loaded, as they say. Fully loaded. Maybe not fully loaded. I still have a little capital that I can deploy. I'm still trying to see where I can deploy or how I can deploy, but the idea is, you know, money's being put to work for us, and we are loving to watch the market go to the upside. There you go. Golden cross QQQ. You guys like my new haircut, my new facial, what is it? What do you call it? Facial hair? I guess that's what you call it. My beard, my new facial hair, my new beard. Obviously this is an AI face, it's not my face. I think the actual face of the guy, let me try to bring it in. The actual face of the guy looks like, oh, that's not me. Where is it? There you go. That's the face of the actual guy who AI created. I used AI to generate the picture, generate the basic idea for the thumbnail, right? Generate the basic idea for the thumbnail, and then obviously it got the golden cross wrong, so I had to switch out the golden cross, and then obviously switch out my face, and that's when you get the awesome thumbnail that you guys are seeing at the moment. Anyways, you guys are not here for thumbnail classes. You guys are here to learn about how to trade stocks, at least on the day trade side, and also learn from my mistakes. So let's talk about these awesome, wonderful mistakes on the day trade side for your boy TraderPrad. My day today sadly red, decently red too. You know, sadly gave back 2 days worth of progress, I guess you could say. So not the best day today for me, and it all happens off of like a couple mistakes. Just by making a couple mistakes here and making a couple mistakes there, the day completely changed. Had I done you know, even one thing correctly from that sequence, I would have had a completely different drastic day today, and it would have been a monster profitable day. So let's talk about the couple of positions that I started today with, starting with Coinbase. So Coinbase had an obviously monster move in the pre-market. Was expecting Coinbase to play around 350 today, but I didn't expect Coinbase to rally the way it did into the pre-market. So rallying into 370, 369 into pre-market, off the open, and then looking very weak after that. So taking the pop short into VWAP around 360. Originally my stop was too tight, which gets triggered, so I jump right back into the trade. Around here, my manager says I'm looking to short Coinbase on the low a day breakdown. I figured, okay, if that's the case, let me also add to my position. I'm already short. I could possibly add to the trade, and then I'm trying to now throw my stops into the north side over here, but I fat finger and throw the wrong price for the order, and my order instead triggers over here. So now I'm tilted. I'm pissed off at myself for even making such a rookie silly mistake. Granted, I could have punched right back in and given it maybe a risk, a little bit tighter risk for that trade. Had it gone back up from here after taking that short, I would have still been fine. I wouldn't have to risk till this pop high. So I could have done that, but I was so tilted, and already tilted from circle yesterday. So I just figured, let me just stop trading for a bit. This is how I'm gonna have my opening drive start today. Most likely I'm gonna end the day red today anyways, so let me just not trade. And that was my mentality, and sadly that's exactly how it ended up fruitioning itself. You know, I kind of manifested the negative day. Had I done this one single thing different right here, that would have been a monster risk to reward day for me. I'm short 360, I'm adding 355, and I get to basically ride down to 345 depending on how I trail my position. I'm probably out at 350 on this pop over here, or maybe even 349ish around this pop over here, completely done with the trade. But had I let's quickly go check out how it actually trails itself. Let's also turn on some of my indicators. Prad. So yeah, there you go. Had I actually given it the right trailing on this position, which would be a close above 21 EMA, the stock never closes above 21 EMA, and I would have been able to ride that position all the way back down to basically again 349. So either getting stopped out on the 5-minute break here, and then trying to see if there's a bigger move by trailing very little to the 21 EMA, maybe even just cover your position here and then get back at the 21 EMA, right? That's something to also keep in mind. So 21 EMA would have basically given me the same exit right back into the yesterday's high area, but monster trade nevertheless. I just screwed it up for myself, and pretty tilted off of this one today, but managed pretty well, I guess, the tilt by just staying away from the market for a little bit and then coming back to the market when I see another good opportunity that I thought deserved my risk. That happened to be on Robinhood. So the next trade after that ended up, or maybe you could say the trade around the same time, ended up being Robinhood. Robinhood, another name which went bonkers in pre-market, pushes into the all-time high area, $85. So I didn't even expect the Robinhood to go to 85 today, but here we are at $85. So I figured, okay, if this is the case, then obviously watch for Robinhood to show some buying above 85 for a bigger long, or this is exactly what you look for, a failure to hold above 85 and a short, and it did that. It had an attempt to flush, it held, it popped right back up, it tried to take out the day's high, it took out the day's high, but it did not manage to get back above the pre-market high, and a seller was really aggressive, and you can see how aggressively the stock flushed back to the downside. Then it pops back up, not able to get back above VWAP, sells back to the downside. So all of this action over here, I figured there is a really good opening range breakdown on Robinhood, and this potentially does exactly exactly what the stock did, goes into $80 or so. That doesn't happen at all. It flushes, no follow through, no rise in volume, and immediately pop right back through and stops me out around VWAP on Robinhood. So taking a loser right after, or decent sized loser too, because you know I'm giving the stock about $1 per share. So taking a loser right after I screw up what should have been my best winner on the day. So even more tilted now. So that's 2 tilts right off the bat. And then the third tilt happens to be again right at the same time. This is looking for an AVAV. The ticker is AVAV. It's a drone company. They're growing by like 40%, something insane, to going into an all-time high. So all things considered, I figured, you know, there was a long here. There was an opening range breakout long here somewhere. The stock breaks out, pulls back, bounces above the opening range breakout area. That looks like a second chance scalp setup to me. So I go long, risking that low, and sadly that low gets triggered and I'm stopped out of that trade. After I get stopped out, stock pushes into VWAP and then bounces right off of VWAP. What happens? FOMO. You get FOMO going, I should have just risked VWAP. I shouldn't have given it that tight risk that SMB Capital wants you to. I should have just given it to VWAP. So let me get back into the trade and then now give it to VWAP. What happens? I lose right away. Awesome. So that's 3 losses in a row, bang, 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 and I'm like, okay, this is gonna be a horrible day. I'm not gonna be able to buy a win. You know, obviously the one win that I did buy for myself is going to be something that I'm going to ruin for myself. So it's just going to be one of those days. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to come out profitable on this. Later on in the day, you had a BP news come out. BP, which is a petroleum name, an oil name. They get announced that Shell might be interested, not introduced. Why was I trying to say introduced? Shell might be interested in buying out BP. This is an oil name. This is a large cap name. If the stock is getting bought out, this is not getting bought out for only a 7%, 5% premium. So looking for a higher move to the upside, I figured there was a long somewhere in this area. So I threw in an anchored VWAP, bought in on the dip. It looked like it was ready to start going, but the one thing that was against me is a lack of any more follow through news, or even BP coming out and saying, yeah, we are looking to sell ourselves, or Shell coming out and saying, yeah, we are looking to buy BP. So no confirmation, no more extra news, no idea of exactly how big the deal is for this buyout. So all things considered, this breaking news trade ended up being a dud. I think there was maybe a short somewhere in this area, maybe right here even. You can see how it flushes to the downside, tries to bounce, and then fails somewhere right here. There could have been a short scalp where you're getting short 30, 80, you're risking a move back above 31 and you get a nice move back down to 30, risking 20 cents to make about 80 cents or so. Good risk to reward, but obviously not in the back of my head to keep an eye out, not in the back of my head to keep an eye out for that setup. Just got burnt on the long. So that one hurt also. So that's 4 tilts, 5 tilts in a row, sadly. Anyways, the only good trade that ended up being meh, whatever, was the Nvidia all-time high breakout. Nvidia pushes into all-time high and then struggles to get above all-time high. There is a seller at 153, so stock struggles to get above 153 and then pushes into VWAP. Possibly there's a scalp over here. You could even draw a trend line and take that trend line break as a quick little scalp if you are interested on a trade like that. There was also a VWAP continuation, but what I was looking for is when the stock pushed up to the high, the size was greater when it pushed up to the same high at this time. So I figured, okay, if this is going to struggle. The market was also weak at this time of the day. I think it was actually at the lows at this time of the day and was looking to break lower. So if the market is weak and the market's going lower, the chances are this probably rejects off that size. This probably double tops and then goes back into VWAP, and then maybe even a bigger move below VWAP. Granted, how some of the large cap stocks like Tesla and the market itself was ready to possibly turn red on the day, so none of that ended up playing out that way. So this short ended up being a flip long, so flipping the short into a long and enjoying that nice move into the north side, getting about $1 per share on the pop, and then sadly not having any follow through after that. Eventually flipped short on the move back below into the previous all-time high, but no follow through on that short, so I immediately jumped out and I said no thank you, I'll just keep away from trading on the day, because I'm not really trading well, I'm not trading sound. It all started with me screwing up one trade, and then after screwing up one trade I just started making bad decisions across the board. I was listening to, what is it? Shit, where's that? Fuck, I can't remember if it was a podcast. Oh, I remember what it is. It was Roger Federer's speech at like a graduation, like a university graduation or something. How Roger has like about a 53% win rate on the points that he makes, but he is known as the best tennis player ever, right? So sometimes you just got to stick to the process, stick to the game plan. Don't let these things tilt you. These are meant to happen. Even the best of the best tennis player wins only 60% of his sets at best. 60% of points at best. But it's not, you know, did you win this point or not? It's what decisions did you make to make this point into your favor? And if you didn't make the right decision, how can you make the better decision next time? Not just tilt and be pouty and cry about your trades for the rest of the day. I'm talking about myself here, not about you guys. Let's talk about some hot movers on the day. Maybe a quick hello to the chat. We got Barkit, Dieter. Dieter's in the house. Not John. TH thought Dieter started hating me, and then Dieter doesn't show up to the streams anymore. Honestly, I thought so too. But no, Dieter's in the chat, and Dieter was before you, TH. So, you lost today. Good evening, JVS. How you doing, my friend? Josh is in the house. Angry Buddha's in the house too. And the other two streams are absolutely dead. No one talking at all. So I wonder, you know, what these views even are. Like 30 views. Do people just click on this and then click off and just not watch at all? Like what? Come on, guys. Stop. Don't do that. Click on it, watch, say hello in the chat. Let's interact a little bit. Be friends. Hey, I was busy yesterday, couldn't show up. No, TH thought that you hate me. TH thought that you hate me. No alert from YT. I mean, I already know that YouTube hates me. YouTube has been on a mission to ban my channel. I've been getting non-stop what do you call them, like warnings and strikes that I'm running cryptocurrency scams. I don't know what cryptocurrency scam I'm running. A, I don't sell shit. B, I don't even trade crypto. I don't have a crypto account to trade with. That's a lie. I have a crypto account, but I don't trade crypto. So what crypto scam am I running? Please, YouTube, explain to me. You stupid, idiotic reviewers who are reviewing my streams when I appeal them. I hope you're watching this stream. Whenever you strike the stream down, fuck you. I am not selling anything cryptocurrency. I'm not scamming anybody. Stop flagging my videos. So just gonna have to throw that one out there for YouTube real quick, because they are on my case. But coming back from that rant, I think YouTube hates me. They probably want my account banned, and they are, for that reason, not sending out alerts to my videos, which makes sense. Why my views are dropping every day. So shout out to YouTube for that. Absolutely hates me. Prad doesn't even buy crypto. Exactly. Like, I hate crypto. I talk about crypto in a negative way, and I slam crypto every chance I get. And they are calling me a crypto scammer. Like, what? What? YouTube? Anyways, let's talk about some of the hot movers on the day. This is pretty annoying. SMCI, man. Come on. Why'd you have to scare me into closing my position and then jump the way you did over here today? So that's very annoying. At the end of the day, I did say as long as the stock doesn't go below 40 bucks, it's not wrong. And that should have been my stop. It never got below 40. I should have never gotten stopped out. Whatever. If I'm interested in a long again, there is another one setting up just above 48. So if we do take out 48, we've seen how wild SMCI can get, and obviously I want to be involved in that ride. I want to be involved in that party. So just waiting patiently for whatever happens on this SMCI game plan, but making sure that it's on the watch list. So let me quickly pull up the watch list, put SMCI. Let's also throw in some other stocks in here like Nvidia, Robinhood, Palantir, Tesla, obviously, Microsoft. What other hot movers today? Hims. Oh, I don't know if I want to look at him still. Micron. Can't forget about Micron. They reported earnings today. Thank God that private browser had nothing open on it. That would have been scary. Okay, your boy was trying to rub one off before going live. I'll be honest, your boy was trying to rub one off before going live, but I didn't have time. Clearly didn't have time because I didn't even have a watch list ready for you. Okay, so thank God the private browser had nothing open. That would have been embarrassing. Okay, Quebec National Day, not Canada. He lives in Ontario. That's true. I do live in Ontario, but Quebec is not even like part of Canada. They're just like their own. I'm joking. I'm joking. I'm joking. Pretty sure Canada is in Quebec. Yeah, we don't want them and they don't want us either. So you guys can take Quebec. You know, call Quebec the Guelph of America Part 2 for all we care. Take it. You guys can take Quebec. But give us Dieter, but take Quebec. Okay? You guys can have it. Okay. Coming back to the watch list curation. Dieter goes, no. Dieter, you want to go to America? I said give us Dieter. Give Canadians Dieter, but you guys take Quebec. I'm trying to go to the earnings watch list. Here's the earnings watch list. Jeffries reported today after hours. HB, Steelcase, nothing really other than Micron really stands out to me. So obviously we'll take a look at Micron. PayX down 9% after the company reported verse results. So, okay, maybe we're looking at more than Micron on the earnings board. Anything reporting tomorrow pre-market? Walgreens, McCormick might be MCK. Let's see where you are currently. Oh my God, $700 stock. There's no way I'm trading this name tomorrow. But look at that nice flat top. If you get that breakout off the flat top, maybe you have to trade the stock tomorrow. Okay, so McCormick, MCK above 700 worth keeping an eye on, and those are your earnings names for tomorrow. Let's go back to our good friends over at Centerpoint, see what hot movers are. Obviously Circle, CoreWeave, these are your recent IPOs that went absolutely nuts. Talking about IPOs, we have an IPO tomorrow. We'll do a little bit of research about that before the end of the stream, so stay tuned for that. And that's about it from our good friends over at Center Street, and I think that's basically from what I remember the only movers from today. I am forgetting a couple things over here. Do we want to watch Apple, Amazon, and stuff still, chat? Is that even worth watching? Let's go here really quick. Okay, maybe not. Let's go here. Keep us on the daily. Where is Amazon? Where is Apple? Where is Google? Ooh, possible. Google, where is Google? Google had a nice bounce. Microsoft's already on the watch list. Meta, I don't really like trading Meta, so I won't add that to the watch list. Obviously we're gonna need Coinbase, MSTR, iBit, but MSTR probably not worth being on the watch list. Oh, never mind, we are putting that one on the watch list. because MSTR might start getting crazy. If you guys remember how excited I was for a breakout of MSTR above 392, that one for sure something to keep an eye out for. Robinhood is already on the watch list. Trying to remember what other hot names recently we were taking a look at. BBAI got smoked today, but I bought some BBAI in pre-market at 530, so absolutely smoked, but still above yesterday's low. So until the stock gets below yesterday's low, it's not a bad trade in my opinion. I might even buy more on this dip, which is exactly why I didn't buy as much as I did up here. I bought very little up here, so I'm looking to add more on this trade. BBAI. My good friend, who is it? Bark8 wants me to take a look at NBIS, UPST, Lemonade. So let me quickly, Bark8, take a look at those stocks. NBIS, I actually bought some at 48.50 yesterday, and the stock is right back to that price and closed at 48.50. So pretty bad move over here, but I guess that's mainly because the market looked pretty bad today, right? Market pulled back, it looked weak. So NBIS pulling back with the rest of the market, I think that makes sense. But until it gets back under 45, I'm not really worried about my trade over here. I'm gonna hold it until it gets back under 45. Once it gets under 45, that's when I'm gonna start being worried for my long. I might even use this as a dip buy opportunity if we get a little bit more sideways action above 48, and then look like we're getting ready for a nice breakout above 55. So NBIS so far looking good for the swing trade. For the day trade, I'm not really sure it's ready for a day trade yet. It's too much in previous ranges. The stock does have a decent volatility, I guess. Recently, at the very least, it has decent volatility, and ATR moves behind it, so maybe you can keep an eye on it, but I just don't think it's worth as a day trade watch. It's much better as a swing trade watch at the moment. You also said UPST and Lemonade. Ooh, nice break on UPST. If I remember correctly, I was trying to go long UPST somewhere here, and I lost on this trade, so fuck you, UPSD. Bouncing right off the 21 EMA and breaking out with the market yesterday, and then today basically having an inside day. Ideally, you don't want to see UPSD right below that area, 6150. It happens to be the high of the range over here, the swing high you could say, and also yesterday's low. So if it gets below 6150, gets below 60 in general, I don't think the long is worth fighting for. But if it stays above here, I think there could be more upside. But don't get me wrong, if it does get below 6150, it could still do this and then blast off later on. So I rather wait for this instead of fighting over here. So keep an eye out. 6150 is something to keep an eye out for this week and going into next week. LMND, Lemonade. Technically this chart does look good for a swing trade, but that was around here. So when it reclaimed the previous support area after bouncing from the 200-day moving average, so this is the previous support, right? This area is the previous support, gets below the 200-day moving average, undercut and rally. So basically has an undercut below 200-day moving average and now rallies back above 200-day. The 50-day moving average never got below the 200-day moving average. That's a pretty good indication overall. The 200-day moving average is still on a slope to the upside. The 50-day moving average is now sloping back to the upside. So all things are looking good. I just don't know if I would initiate a new trade now on this name. It's still not, it's not extended. It's not crazy far away from the 50-day moving average. It's only 21% away from the 50-day moving average. So I guess what I'm trying to say is some sideways action here for a possible range breakout for the swing trade. For the day trade, I don't think this is worth it at all. It's very, very light on the volume side for the day trade. And you know, for day trade, you want volatility. That is a beautiful range breakout long right there. Look at that, nice volume coming in. This is the day that you day trade it. You don't day trade the stock on these days. You day trade the stock on this day. And on these days, you get ready to buy the stock for a swing. You can see how it's holding that big candle midpoint, right? It's holding the big candle midpoint. Your stop is the low of this day. It never triggers. Then you add on the breakout, or you add on this day opening range 5-minute candle breakout, and you just enjoy the rally to the upside. So beautiful move over here. Right now the stock is actually reclaiming the down candle midpoint. So down candle, reclaim the down candle midpoint the very next day, and then now basically creating a base above that midpoint. That midpoint's around $40, so anywhere from 40 to 41, I'd say, as long as the stock stays above it, it's not really killing the long pattern for me. So those are the quick little technical indications that I'm seeing. Quick glance, right? Once again, guys, anyone who is looking to make the trading decisions, money making decisions by listening to these streams, just know that I am not a financial advisor. I am just a day trader, just like you, who's learning by reading books on the internet and watching other YouTubers. If you ever watch my streams, you see how I have multiple YouTube channels here, always open. These are videos that I want to watch when I'm not on stream with you guys. This is the shit that I watch. I watch trading stuff. This is my whole world. I'm engulfed in it. I sleep trading, I breathe trading, I pee trading, I poo trading. Trading, I don't fuck trading. Trading fucks me. But you get the idea. It's everything. It's about that. So that's kind of the level you might want to get to. There was actually an Instagram reel that I was watching today on the way to work. I found that funny. This girl was asking like a top level trader. She's like, "How come all your friends are traders?" And he's like, "I don't want to talk to anyone who's not a trader. They're boring. They're not gonna help me in any single way. Trading is a lonely job, and that's why best traders are only friends with other best traders, and traders are only friends with traders in general. I don't want to talk to you about your job, about how you're making McDonald's burgers. I'm not dissing on McDonald's burgers. I love a McDonald's burger, but I don't you talking about how making a McDonald's burger at McDonald's is not gonna help me in any way other than I don't know, maybe going short or going long on McDonald's. I don't know. It's just not gonna help me. So it's just not a conversation that I want to be involved in. So this is a funny topic over there. Just absolutely lose yourself into the market, lose yourself into the stocks, and that's the level that I've been at, man. Learning from YouTube videos. This is a new channel that I found. I honestly hate this guy, and I hope he can hear me out loud. I hate you, words of wisdom, because you promote scammers. But recently, what he has been doing, this guy, recently what he has been doing is he has been promoting legitimate traders. So I'm still skeptical, but half of these traders here are scammers, fake. They've never made a single fucking dollar. Like this guy, where's the other guy? There's this Asian guy with the red gloves on. Like, bruh, come on. Like, never appreciated this guy promoting scammers, but these days he's trying to turn a corner, and I think these channels might have some value behind it, or these videos might have some value behind it. So I have to watch them on my own spare time. It says I watched this one. I didn't. I have to watch it. Anyways, coming back to my watch list for tomorrow, I think it all depends on honestly what the market wants. One good thing that I noticed about the market today, yes, it was really weak. The market was, weaker across the board. The breadth wasn't really that strong, but for the QQQ in specific, we bounced right off the previous all-time high. So that is, I guess I shouldn't say bounce, but it's closed above in the after hours. So we danced around it, and then in the after hours we closed above it. So I am thinking that's a little bullish than bearish. Had we closed below the all-time high a little bit lower, that would have been obviously a little bit more bearish. So just trying to map the permutations that we could see on the market today. Potentially, you know, a little bit of an inside day tomorrow until 10 o'clock, 10:30, and then we slowly start gapping up and then just going higher and higher and higher. Or the opposite of it, you know, just slowly start trickling lower all day tomorrow. And the only indication for that might be the flip above the previous all-time high, which is basically 541 at this point. So if we're staying above 541 on the QQQ, I think that is all systems go for the long on like stocks, for example Nvidia, which is above all-time high, Robinhood, Palantir. Pick your poison. Any of the strong stocks at the moment that are above all-time high or near all-time high, and are also following in the direction of the market is, pick your poison, have fun. But if the market's looking weak, then you want to basically go towards stock that kind of struggled today. Robinhood struggled today. Palantir, did you struggle today? A little bit. I wouldn't say struggled, but had a little bit of a pullback, right? So look for stocks that had some pressure, and like Tesla really struggled today. So if market's weak tomorrow, you want to have a basket of stocks that are most likely the one to go to for the short side. And if the market's green, then kind of it's just pick any damn stock you want, and you're just gonna have a fun ride up. But maybe the better one would be Nvidia, AMD had a good day today, and so on. Coinbase did not have a good day today. AMD, baby, let's go. Although I don't own AMD in my account anymore, it's just happy to see AMD doing good. Always happy to see AMD doing good. Let's go. Time to look quickly into some of the earnings movers. Micron, previously at $60 in April 2025, now at $140 in the after hours, and then selling off from 140 all the way back to today's high. So I have to find out what exactly took place on that report. For that, we're gonna use my good friends over at Benzinga. If you guys are interested in awesome tools that I use for day trading, Benzinga Pro, Flash Research, Trader Sync, Trade Ideas, Trader Insight. Get all of that for discount by clicking on the links in the link below. Go check them out, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for sponsoring the earnings segment, Benzinga. Let's go quickly read what Micron did and why Micron sold back the way they did. From what I remember, Micron had a pretty good report, so let's confirm. Q3 9.3 versus 8.87, not bad. 1.19 versus 1.60, not bad. Up 16% year over year, not bad. 4.61 versus 3.94. Prior quarter 2.48. Ooh. The company generated 1.95 in free cash. Okay. Micron ended the period with 12.22 billion in cash. Okay. Outlook, fourth quarter revenue 10.7 plus or minus 300, with the estimates at 9.8, so almost basically 1 full billion outlook increase from the estimates. Let's see what the EPS is looking like. EPS is $2.50 versus an estimate of $2, with the plus or minus 15-cent variance. So that's a pretty good earnings report, and still the market sold off. I'm guessing that's because there we go. I'm guessing that's because, where is it? Where's Micron? Bruh! That's because the conference call. Okay, there you go. I finally got to finish my sentence. My brain hurts. That's because of the conference calls. So beat EPS by 20%, beat revenue by 5%. Is there any key insights for the bearish side? The current surge in AI related memory demand may not be sustainable. A semiconductor cycle as Semiconductor cycle are historically volatile and subject to sudden slowdowns. Over reliance on AI trends could expose Micron to significant downside if demand normalizes or if competitors catch up technologically, leading to potential margin compression and missed growth expectations. So they're saying maybe we have seen this before from Micron. They are giving you high guidance because they had one good quarter, and all of a sudden they might shit the bed because they're not gonna be able to actually uphold that statement. So we'll just have to wait and see, I guess, if that plays out that way. Raised HBM market outlook, citing robust demand and strong shipment. This is on March 20th. That's the post-call transcript. Here's the quick little key insights. Raises DRAM bit demand outlook. Company expects to generate a healthy free cash flow. Margin guidance up 42%. High bandwidth memory business is now over a $6 billion run rate. Pricing for DRAM, I mean, everything looks good at the moment. I'm not seeing anything too negative in the notes over here from my quick little research. So not sure exactly why the stock pulled back the way it did. Ideally, I would have loved a big pop to the north side, because that would be awesome for a day trade short. Look at where the stock was. The stock was at $62, $65 in April of this year, and now we're at 140, only 10-ish, 15-ish dollars away from all-time high. That's ridiculous. So that would set up for an awesome day trade short, but now I'm not so sure anymore. Given how good the report is, given the pullback, if the stock is showing you buying above today's high, that would be something to keep an eye out for a long. I don't think we're gonna see a move all the way back up to 137 given how weak this is, but then that could change depending on how the stock is trading in the pre-market. So at the moment, I have no real levels, no real game plan. I did have a game plan had the stock been here and opened here or higher, but now that it changed the whole scenario, I'm gonna have to wait till pre-market to really have a game plan on that name. But just goes to show how important that stock is for tomorrow. Not only is that name important tomorrow itself, it's also important for the whole semiconductor sector. So Nvidia, Micron, SMH, they're all going to be relying on Micron. If you actually see how Nvidia moved into the after hours, part of that is because of Micron, right? So expecting to see an Nvidia pulled back tomorrow, maybe not, maybe rotation away from Micron into Nvidia, and so on. So just gotta keep an eye out for how money plays and how money moves all day. PAYX, not a name that reported earnings today after hours. They reported earnings today pre-market and sold off quite hard. Let's go to the daily chart. They are now below the 200-day moving average, so that might actually make things a little interesting. Let's see if we gotta pop into 141.50. That's basically today's midway marker. If 141.50, 140 area starts to be a little bit of resistance on a pop tomorrow, might be worth to keep an eye out for the short side on this trade. Just a quick little easy scalp to the downside. Where is it? PAYX, PAYX. This is yesterday. PAYX, PAYX. There you go. 141.50 / 140. Micron, no notes. Palantir, none of these stocks really need any notes in my opinion. SMCI 48 is going to be on watch. Yeah, no notes. This one, I think it was 700 something. MCK, what was it? MCK was at 734, 733. 733. No notes, no notes, no notes, and that's basically the watch list for tomorrow. Last but not least, ladies and gentlemen, no notes doesn't mean it's not important. No notes means I have to wait for pre-market for the levels to set up so I could actually have a better plan, because right now the stocks are so volatile. Today's levels, today's VWAP, yesterday's levels, yesterday's VWAP, all those are basic levels. I'm not gonna put a bunch of levels in my notes. All those levels are already mapped out by the chart. What levels matter for the intraday trade, I'll find out in the pre-market. So just giving you guys a quick little heads up over there. Was trying to pull up this IPO, which is JCap. So last but not least for tonight, let's quickly go check out what this company is. is Jefferson Capital, so I'm guessing something to do with financial. Let's continue reading into it. Leading analytical driven purchaser and manager of charged off and insolvency consumer accounts with operations primarily in the United States, Canada, United Kingdom, and Latin America. 730 employees, 2022 founded. Okay, accounts were purchased. The accounts we purchase are primarily the unpaid obligations of individuals who owned credit grantors, which include banks, non-bank consumers, lenders, auto finance companies, utilities, and telecom companies. We purchase non-performing consumer loans and receivables at a discount to their face value across a broad range of financial assets. I don't think I really need to continue reading this anymore. They're basically a debt call company, baby. And debt collection companies, if I remember correctly, print money. So let's continue reading about them over here. $2 billion enterprise. So basically on the verge of small cap, large cap. They are expected to open around $15 to $17. So let me quickly throw that in my notes. Hello? Notion, you're starting to piss me off. I can't copy paste in these like, that's insane, Notion. Wow, that's insane. Notion, you suck these days. Okay. IPO $15 to $17. Expected probably opening a little bit higher if they have a PE ratio, and they do. And look how low their PE ratio is, 6.47. I would not be surprised if the stock opens very, very high tomorrow, somewhere into like the $25, $30 area, and then let's see if there's a trade on it. Sadly, it is in a sector that's never exciting to trade, so that's probably going to be on the boring side. But if there is fun on this name, I think that's because you're seeing that it's not a bullshit company, it's a legitimate company, and also the PE ratio is fairly low. They're also growing on a year-to-year basis from 2023 to 24, and you can see how 24 to TTM, I don't know what TTM means, I'll be honest with you, but TTM shows 488.33, which is bigger than 433.34, so still growing and improving their financials for Jefferson Capital. JCap, baby, JCap. And that is the final stock on the watch list for tomorrow. Last but not least, ladies and gentlemen, is the econ calendar. What do we have for the economic calendar tomorrow? Jobless claims at 8:30, PCE at 8:30, durable goods at 8:30, GDP number at 8:30, initial jobless claims at 8:30. So obviously everything in the world is happening at 8:30 tomorrow. You have the 7-year auction note at 12 o'clock, pending home sales at 10 o'clock, and then a Fed member around 1:15. So fairly active, but mostly everything at 8:30. After 8:30, you have a couple of events at 10, 12, and then 1 o'clock. But if you are a futures trader, if you are a QQQ and the S&P 500 trader, this might be an important time period, and this might even dictate what the market does tomorrow. If these numbers come out bad in scaring the inflation situation, possibly we go lower. I forget what Powell said today about inflation. Something about might have to raise inflation interest rates again. If interest rates go back up, then obviously it's not a good thing for the market, but hopefully these numbers come out in the right direction. That way interest rates don't have to be talked about going up, and that way the market just keeps going up and up and up. Today we had the Golden Cross. Maybe it was yesterday, maybe it was today. Anyways, happy Golden Cross Day to everyone who celebrates, and go kiss your wives, your mothers, and wish her a happy Golden Cross Day. I'll see you guys tomorrow for the final stream, where I update you on all of my awesome trades where I'm about to make $1 million on. Catch you guys tomorrow. Peace. Get ready for trade off of. Get ready for the watch list for tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm gonna bring in my big screen over here, back to another brand new week of After the After Hours with your host TraderPrad. I'm doing great. Hopefully you guys are joining me on that great side. Markets are moving around. might just be a risk on type of day, so let's see what happens. 8 o'clock tomorrow. As you guys know, we do the stream Monday to Thursday, 8 p.m. Shout out to my affiliate sponsors, Benzinga, Trade Ideas, the #1 scanner to go to, Trader Sync, promo code down below, promo code PRAD15 to get 15% off. I will catch you guys tomorrow, 8 o'clock, same time, same place. Until then, TraderPrad out. Adios.